when I was writing this, it really spoke to the idea that anything you have as a talent, that anything you have as a talent wants to be expressed. And the fact that it wants to be expressed, we find ourselves oftentimes just in totally other situations that don't allow us to express these particular talents. Oftentimes because we have to work, we have to do all these different things. And what writing is saying in this particular case as the talent is that it wants to be expressed. So when I was writing it, I started thinking about, how many times writing kept coming to me and saying, when are you going to get to me? Now, it wasn't literally saying that, but it was figuratively, really getting to the fact that it has allowed me to do everything else, to get all this other stuff done, to do all this other work, whether it was, dealing with real estate or if it was, working a job for all the years that I did. It was basically saying, but now it's time for me. So when I was writing this, what I did is I really personified writing as if it were speaking to me like a person would. And what I was able to do is create the kind of excitement around what would happen if your talents started speaking to you. What would happen if they started coming to you and treating you, in essence, like a jealous lover would. So what happened was, throughout the whole book, we go back and forth, and I start, point, counterpoint. I'm talking about the reasons why I can't do it, and the reasons why I'm doing everything else. And because it was having a conversation with me, it was basically saying, yeah, but if you do me, and you do me well, I will take care of the rest. I couldn't trust that. And I think a lot of people that have talents, they don't really trust that the talent will feed their families. So we do what's easy. We do the thing that we know we can do, we went to school for, and all that kind of stuff. So what writing was saying to me was, listen, I want you now to start paying attention to me. I have given you all the time to do all this other stuff, and now it's time to come back to me, right? So when I originally wrote this, I kind of thought, who would I reach? Who I would reach would be, writers perhaps, because writers would understand that call. But what I found was when people started reading, all these people started reading the book, they said, I found that speaking to me, and that's, quote unquote, is they found it speaking to them, and they found it speaking to a talent that they may have pushed aside to do what, society thought was best, or families thought was best, or whatever. So they pushed the talent aside to do this other stuff. And then they were saying that when they started reading the book, they found that it talking to them as if it was time for their talents to start coming out and start being expressed. And that was unexpected for me, because I didn't think that it would speak to anybody other than writers. And then I also found people telling me that they found it being inspirational, that after they were able to read what writing was saying, and don't get me wrong, I don't profess to say that it's technically all sound and all that kind of stuff, but it was so compelling, and it was in my heart to put this information out there, because I was simply feeling that writing was telling me something. And I asked the question, if writing is telling me, in other words, if talent, whatever talent it is that you may be suppressing, is telling me to now pay attention to it, what could it possibly say to you in a talent that you may have pushed down, pushed aside, shoved out of the way to do other stuff?